Well, hi, boys and girls. Welcome back. Oh, let me fix this here a little bit. Well, it's hard to believe that this is already our fourth night together here at the depot, and what a special place this has become. Who would have thought that a railroad depot could be so warm and welcoming as this one is? We always learn so much about our Savior Jesus and how He's always there for us at all times and in all situations. And I'm sure that this evening will be no exception, but I can only wonder what will happen tonight. And how about that railroad man? Amazing, isn't he? But why? I guess he's just that kind of guy. And the friends at the depot, they seem to be such caring people. God is truly working through all of them. And I pray that Jesus works through all of us as well. You know, there are a lot of hurting and troubled people in our world that need to hear about Jesus' love. Now let me ask you this. Are you ready to be a worker for Jesus? Raise your hand if you are. Yes, we should all be a worker for Jesus, shouldn't we? That is awesome. Good job. And so I welcome you back to the depot this evening. I'm glad you're here, and now I really should be getting back to work. Oh, yes, before I forget, all of you remember to keep your hands to yourself, your feet on the floor or hanging over the pew, your mouths closed, your ears open, and ready to listen. Well, enough said. Let's get started.
We would ask if you have a cell phone on in here, please turn it off. That's where we're getting our interference.
As this story begins, the railroad man enters, and nearby is a lady named Joy, who is reading a book. She is not a very happy person, and it does not take long for the railroad man to realize this. Joy lives with a fear of living out her faith for Jesus. She fears people laughing at her and making fun of her and rejecting her. Therefore, she is not an easy person to be around.
Good job, Logan. They're looking really, really healthy and good back there. I know you put a lot of hours into that. They weren't that good last year, were they? I can see that window shining from back here. It's really glowing. Good job. You always do a good job with them. Harmony, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey, if I forget, Logan, remind me later. I did fix that light last night, you know, after the depot was slowed down, not many trains coming through. But there's a couple things I got to do with it yet, so if you remind me of that, I'll try to take care of that tonight, if that's all right. Good. Place looks good. Whoa! God bless you.
Oh, don't give me any of that God bless stuff.
Well, I did hear you sneeze, and that's what I always say to people when they sneeze.
Well, save it. You don't have to say it to me.
Well,
It's
you
just
know, like,
phoniness anyway.
I'm sorry. I really, really, really didn't mean to offend you. Seems those windows never do get clean with those trains coming by. It just seems like it's an ongoing thing. I know Harmony's had to clean them too. Yeah. Well, you got them looking good though. That's what we want. We want a good place around here.
Okay, why did you say that?
Say what?
That God bless you stuff.
You still stuck on that subject?
Yes, I am. Why did you say it?
Well, like I said, because I always say that when I hear someone sneeze.
I know that, but did you really mean it?
Of course I did. If I didn't mean it, I wouldn't have said it.
Yeah, well, sneezing has nothing to do with blessing.
Well, maybe. But in some ways, I choose to disagree with that. You know, when someone sneezes, that doesn't mean that they're automatically going to receive a blessing. It's not like a magic kind of thing or ever. But you know what? When someone does sneeze and you say, God bless you, it helps us remind each one of us how many blessings that each one of us receive each and every day.
Well, I'm not feeling very blessed right now, so you can save that blessing comment for someone else.
You're not very happy, are you? What's going on?
Nothing that should be any of your business.
Well, maybe not, but I do care about you. I care about all people. I want people to be happy, and I don't want you to be angry.
Why?
Well, because that's what Jesus wants. Jesus wants us to be happy. He wants us to enjoy life.
Yeah, well, maybe, but as I said, I don't feel very blessed.
Well, it appears to me that you're probably here because you're waiting to board a train. Where are you traveling to?
I'm going to Peaceville.
Peaceville. Nice town. Been there many times. They have a fantastic university there. You know, it as good as it is, it's not quite as good a university as Jesus University is, but Peaceville, their university there is top notch.
Yeah, well, that's where I happen to be going.
Terrific.
I'm going to a seminar at the university.
Awesome. Awesome. So if you're going to attend a seminar at a university, can I assume that you're a teacher?
I am.
Wow. So, what seminar are you going to attend?
Oh, I'm not attending. I'm actually going to lead a seminar on a subject that I am well versed in.
Wow, that's impressive. That really is. So, if you don't mind my asking, what's the title of the seminar?
It's called Leading People to a Positive Attitude.
Oh,
Why are you laughing at me?
well, to be honest, let's see here. How can I put it? This isn't one of your more positive days, is it?
No. Hey, listen, mister. I'm sorry. What is your name?
Oh, people around here just call me the Railroad Man.
Well, Railroad Man, people call me Joy.
Good to meet you, Joy. So let's just kind of like maybe back up and start over. Let's cut through the anger. And so tell me, what's with this bad day you're having?
Well, I'm just sick and tired of people walking all over me. You know, I've come to the conclusion that people just don't care about each other anymore. All they want to do is laugh at you, which is why I didn't appreciate it when you laughed at me.
Well, I'm sorry, I wasn't laughing at you, and I didn't mean to offend you, but you know, in some ways I do understand what you're saying. There are people that do laugh at us and hurt our feelings and all, but you know, don't sell everyone short. There are people like that make us uncomfortable, but I believe most people are not like that. Most people care about others.
That's sure hard to tell.
Well, isn't your biggest problem maybe that you're afraid to stick up for what you believe for fear of maybe being laughed at, somebody laughing at you, or maybe even scared to stick up for what you know is right because you're afraid someone might physically harm you?
Well, maybe. Yeah, that's pretty much that.
You know, that's not unusual. The Bible, however, you know the Bible, right? It's loaded with lots of passages that tell us about suffering for our faith. In fact, in 1 Peter 4:16 it says, "But if anyone suffers as a Christian, don't be ashamed, but glorify God in His name." In fact, you find this hard to believe, we're even blessed when we suffer for our faith. In Matthew 5:11, Jesus tells us, "Blessed are you when people insult you, or persecute you, or falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me."
Yeah, I guess I have heard that before.
Yeah. You remember in the Bible, a guy by the name of Peter?
Yeah.
Well, Peter's hard to explain. Peter was one. Hold on a second. I got an idea. There's some friends of mine that I'd like you to talk to. Harmony, could you come down here a minute?
Yeah, sure. What's up?
Good to see you. Remember a couple of weeks ago you were coming to work and you had been at a Bible study with a bunch of your friends that morning, and you told me that you had been studying about the guy in the Bible named Peter? Remember when you told me that, how was it you put it, you had some new insights into who he was?
Yeah, you mean about him warming by the fire when Jesus was on trial?
That's the one. Can you tell Joy? Sorry, I guess I should have told you her name first.
Hi, I'm Harmony. Nice to meet you.
Anyway, could you tell her that story?
Sure, but how about Logan helping out? He was at that study too.
That'd be fine. That'd be just great. Here, let me move. Why don't you go ahead and take my chair?
All right. So, you know who Peter is, right? The man in the Bible who is always quick-tempered but a really good disciple of Jesus.
Yeah, I remember a lot about him. When I was younger, I went to Sunday school all the time, and even now I go to church most Sundays.
When you leave the
I believe all that stuff. It's just hard to admit it to others, and I'm afraid that they might laugh at me.
Well, that was kind of how Peter was when Jesus was on trial.
But he was not always like that. Earlier that week, he actually took a sword and cut off one of the ears of the soldier who was arresting Jesus. He didn't even think about it. He just did it.
And that was probably one of the reasons why he was now full of fear. While Jesus was being put on trial, you see, a lady came up to him while he was warming himself by a bonfire and asked him, "Aren't you one of them? One of those who was with Jesus?"
This time, Peter quickly answered, "No, I was not with the man." He was afraid what they might do to him if they found out he was a disciple.
In fact, this happened a second time. And again, he denied knowing Jesus.
Hey, wasn't it about this time that Jesus walked by and a rooster crowed or something?
Yes, and as Jesus had told Peter earlier, "Before the rooster crows, you will disown me 3 times."
Isn't that sad? And in Luke 22:61, I remember the verse well because I couldn't imagine being Peter in that situation. After Peter denied knowing Jesus 3 times, Jesus walked by as the soldiers guarded him. Then the rooster crowed. And the Bible says the Lord turned and looked straight at Peter. Then Peter remembered the word the Lord had spoken to him. Peter felt awful. The Bible says, after that, Peter went away and wept bitterly.
That's sad. I would have cried hard too if I'd have done that.
The truth is, we all do that. We do it all the time. We deny knowing Jesus because we are afraid of being laughed at, or we deny telling about Jesus because we are too busy.
Or we disown Jesus because we don't feel that it's important enough to share for others to know that about us. We have lots of excuses. But we're all really guilty.
The point is, Jesus is our best friend, and he deserves to be treated better by all of us. Remember the Bible passage which says, "We love him because he first loved us."
You're right. You know, I know that I need to be more about what I teach others to be in my seminars. I need to keep a positive attitude and put a smile on my face. I need to do the old 180.
180, what's that?
Well, 180 degrees is half a turn. So I need to turn my frown halfway around into a smile. Get it?
Yeah, I get it. That's pretty good. If we all do an old 180, we can make any frown into a smile. I'll have to remember that.
Well, I hope this story helped you to understand that you don't have to be filled with bad feelings inside because of fear or embarrassment.
You're right. Today I learned that Jesus is always with me and he's my best friend. And I should be proud to admit that I believe in him. And you know what? It all began with that nice man talking to me. Where did he go? He was so concerned about me and my problems, and I never even got a chance to ask him about what he did or his family or to tell him thank you or anything.
He doesn't expect to be thanked. He loves to help people. He especially loves helping people to learn and hear about Jesus. He's just that kind of guy. He's the railroad man.
I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me.
Coffee in the depot?
Yeah, we have a coffee shop and a gift shop. You can look like coffee.
Well, boys and girls, have you ever met someone who can't seem to find anything joyful in life? Maybe that someone is you. You know, before we go any farther, let's see if we can try that old 180. Let's turn our frown, like Joy had, into the old 180 into a smile. Very good. Awesome. Now, obviously the problem with Joy was that she was angry and full of fear at the same time. She couldn't get past the thought of being laughed at for her faith, and she struggled with the fear of people not liking her because she was a Christian. Maybe she even felt physically threatened, just as Peter did in the story that Harmony and Logan had told her. Whatever the reason for her bitterness, it made her life very unhappy. Now let's review the Bible passages that the railroad man pointed out to Joy. 1 Peter 4:16 says, "But if anyone suffers as a Christian, do not be ashamed, but glorify God in his name." The other passage was Matthew 5, verse 11. "Blessed are you when people insult you and persecute you and falsely say all kinds of things, evil things against you because of me." What we learned is that we just might suffer things like loneliness, embarrassment, being laughed at, or maybe even something else for being a Christian. Yet, we also learn that Jesus is always with us, and we are blessed because of our faith. How? We don't always know how the blessings will come, but Jesus promises us this, and we know if Jesus says it, it's totally true. Let's bow our heads and fold our hands as we have a prayer to Jesus. Dear Jesus, when we hear the story of Peter at your trial, we realize that what he did was wrong, and yet we do the same things as he did. We are often hesitant to share your love with others, afraid to admit that we are Christians, or fearful of what others might say or do to us when we say that we're your children. Help us to overcome our fears and to always be willing to stand up for you at all times and in all places. Make us proud to admit that we are your followers and to seek out the lost who need to hear about your love for them. Make us strong in our faith and willing to do your work here on earth. In your precious name we pray. Amen. And now we welcome back our very special